Welcome to KHM Today, your weekly resource for industry news and straight up fun. I'm your host, Carolyn Orff, and you guys, it's so great to be back with you this week. It is August 10th, 2022. I know many of our kiddos have gone back to school or heading back to school, so I hope that is going well for all of you. I had a great vacation last week, and I can't thank the team enough at KHM for allowing me to truly unplug for the first time in years. But I did come back and was able to watch last week's show, which was a blast. Ashley did an amazing job. And boy, what a fun conversation between the education team and Viator. That was really, really fun. So I'm so grateful to all of you, but I'm happy to be back with you. So just a few updates before we get started today. For those of you that are KHM agents, remember Bootcamp 2.0 registration has been released. This is in October, and Bill and I are looking forward to spending the week with all of you. So if you haven't signed up, make sure you go and do so today. The marketing team has put together an amazing marketing kit for this month, and it is all about health and wellness. So use those free resources. Make sure you're using those on your social media. And then lots of crazy updates, you guys, in our beloved industry. First and foremost, be checking those cruise itineraries. We're seeing some labor shortages, which are impacting the cruise lines. And so we're starting to see some changing cancellation notices. So be aware, be prepared. This isn't what we want to hear for our clients, but unfortunately, it is happening. So being there to assist your clients with these last minute adjustments to their travel plans is really the best way to provide, and show your value as a travel advisor. And then finally, hopefully those of you have been watching and reading the trade publications. The Department of Transportation, the DOT, has released some draft regulation that when it comes to airline refunds and the responsibility of who's responsible for those refunds to the client. So be sure you're keeping up to date on those. ASTA, of course, has gotten involved and has released, a few statements on the issue. But in a nutshell, it's asking both the agency, which would be us, and the airlines to share that responsibility of a refund. And so you can imagine that when we are paying the airline or the supplier, how that could come back on us if we don't have those funds in hand. So be watching. This could be a game changer for the industry, and not necessarily in a good way. So we're going to kind of keep watching this story, keeping in touch with ASTA, and we'll keep bringing you more as we know more. But be reading those trade publications for those updates. All right, you guys, it is National Lazy Day. Who knew this was a day? I don't know about you, but I haven't been lazy today. I've been up since 6:30, moving and shaking. But we have some really fun segments for you. And we're going to start off with something that truly blows my mind. So each week I see agents with pictures of their luggage as they're going out on all these adventures, and they are more than a weekend stay. And I am more than jealous about the ability to pack in a carry-on for this length of time. So I've not figured out how to do this. I'm interested in learning how. So here to share their insights are Mandy Goddard and Dee Riley. Welcome, guys. And is Mandy Bankston on with us too?
Hi, everybody.
Hi. It looks like it's just the three of us. I have a feeling Mandy might have confused the time difference here. But you guys, I'm so happy that you're with us today. I find this a particular challenge. I don't know how to do it. Mandy, you just arrived home last night. How long were you gone for? And what in the world was in your what was in your bag? How do you do this?
Well, I was gone a total of 30 nights, and I kicked it off with Destination Success, which was fantabulous. It was my second time to do Destination Success, and I had the 4 nights in Ohio, and then I connected back at Dallas-Fort Worth, picked up my 15-year-old daughter, and I was gone for 26 nights to Europe. So a total of 30 nights. I did do laundry twice, once sending it away on a cruise ship and once at a laundromat in Lauterbrunnen, Switzerland. So I did have that, but everything was carry-on. And being married to an airline employee and seeing all the stories out there with baggage issues, I just didn't want to chance it. And the other part was we were flying back the day before school started with 3 flights from Zurich to London to Dublin to Dallas, and I did not want to risk losing luggage, so we had it all carry on, and my daughter was back at school this morning. So I try to do carry on when I can.
That's absolutely amazing. And Dee, you're kind of the same. You're in the same boat. What is the longest length of time that you've been able to pack just to carry on for?
14 days.
You guys, this seriously blows my mind. Okay.
Mary blows my mind.
I know, 30 days blows my mind. There's just no way. And I don't have a problem with doing laundry. I just feel like I want more options. Yeah, that's really, and footwear is a hot button for me. Okay, so what's the most valuable tip you have to be able to do this? Mandy, how in the world did you even wrap your mind around 30 days and getting it all into a carry-on?
My biggest thing is using packing cubes and rolling my clothes. So rolling with packing cubes, I'm a little bit addicted. If I'm going for one night somewhere, I'm still using a packing cube. And footwear is harder. I wear my bulkiest clothes and shoes. So that would be, my good tennis shoes for walking around that I'm always wearing on travel days. My footwear for shoes is usually sandals, might be blingy flip-flops, it might be Chacos flip-flops, but they are normally things that can easily fit into my suitcase. That's the roller bag that's going with me. So I make all outfits go with that, a pair of black blingy flip-flops or a pair of black small heels are what I roll with for the footwear.
And so this brings up a good question. Do you color coordinate? Do you stick with a color palette so that it's just easy and things interchange and you're not bringing, that one pair of brown pants that you have to then bring another pair of shoes for?
I had some dark pants, dark capris, dark jeans, some light pants. And pretty much what I was doing, since I'm a big cruiser person, I know that when we go to dinner, I'm getting dressed for dinner in the evening, and I might be doing dinner and a show, and I'm really not wearing those clothes that long. I'm not getting them that stinky unless I spill, which does happen. But I am not afraid to recycle clothes and rematch clothes. So I might be wearing, a pair of capris. Nobody's looking at my pants under the table. And as long as they smell okay, I'm good. So, I'll match those capris with different tops, but I do take multiple just in case. But I will wear the same pair of capris more than once in a week.
Okay, so Dee, what's your tip? And we've got so many questions coming in. I love it.
I'm with Mandy on the packing cubes. When I open this bag and show you what's in here, it's packing cubes. I'm big on packing cubes and dresses. Pants, tops, you have to have 2 items. With dresses, 1 item. You can do a whole cruise with dresses. And my dresses are those flowy, comfortable dresses. I have one little small cocktail dress that I can put some chunky jewelry on, and that could be my for chic night. And then, other than that, sandals. I wear my sneaks, my good sneaks. I always carry a sweatshirt usually around my, because I get cold on the plane, cold in the evening on the ship. The shows sometimes it can be cold. But packing cubes, and I use dresses more than 2 or 3 items for an outfit.
Well, so this is so interesting because I have found that I don't use the packing cubes well. But Mandy, you said you roll and cube it. Right. So the 2 together might be the key for me, because I feel almost like that I can't do as good a job in the packing cubes.
I don't roll. I iron everything. I iron my items before I put them in the packing cubes. I'm that old ironing board, I'm ironing.
Yeah.
And folding up sometimes into a small little square item, and it stays that way. It may have 1 or 2 little creases in it, but once I put it on this body, it no longer has a crease. So
well, and Dee, I love your idea of, you've got that basically the little black dress. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing you're a lady that wears statement jewelry, right? You've got that big jewelry. Yeah. You can't tell if you change that jewelry up, you can't tell that that's the same dress.
And
if you wear something that is that recognizable. Yeah.
a shawl to accessorize, or
Yeah.
earrings, and that's it. And I wear sandals. I have a pair of black sandals that have little shimmery stuff on the top. Looks fab because I don't wear heels anymore. I used to wear heels.
Yeah.
Don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And I put those on, and I'm like, man, you're not in that outfit long in the evening.
Yeah. Okay, so KHM today isn't sponsored by any luggage company yet. However, do you have a favorite brand or that just has really worked for you?
Boy, oh boy, you don't know about Mandy. My husband and I have been discussing this. We're looking at new luggage. We're looking at getting new luggage. I've had Go Away, and I've had success with Go Away. But I don't have one. I don't use it until I use it up and I toss it and get more. Because sometimes I think I have a luggage fetish. I like luggage. I like buying different luggage. So Mandy may have.
Okay, so I'm cheap. I'm very frugal. And I found, and I'll show it real quick, this is my suitcase. And it's carry-on, so it's under 50 pounds. British Airways allows your carry-on roller bag and your carry-on backpack to be up to 50 pounds each. So this one is American Tourister. It was Macy's. It was $99 shipped. And it was cute because it was Disney. That's why I got it. Yeah. And everybody else in my family tries to steal it. Now, if there's been luggage that's been broken, then we have, the free airline luggage. But I'm not into buying anything specific on the luggage, except this is not what I took this time, but this is normally my carry-on backpack, and it is pack safe. So it's got some of those extra safety features because honestly, being women, sometimes we are traveling solo. I traveled with my 15-year-old daughter. I need things that are a little bit safer. So I do like the Pack Safe brands, PACSAFE, because they do have the backpacks. And then I have the sling. I couldn't find it. And then somewhere, I think inside my suitcase is my Pack Safe black purse, which I could wear as a crossbody. And I would use that when I was out and about as well. So if there is a brand that I do like for the carry-on, it is Pack Safe.
Yeah. I am a big
backpack also. To me, this is with me more than this luggage is going to be with me. Somebody comes by and grabs this out of the overhead, I don't care. But I have, and I love this. This is LOKASS, LOKASS, and it has everything I need in here, and it's a backpack.
Yep. It's under your seat, right?
Yeah.
It's under the seat in front of you, which is the requirement.
Yeah.
That's the same as my carry-on backpack fits there.
Yep.
That's really pretty. Okay, so I'm a big fan of the hard-sided. Dee, I can't see yours. Are you hard-sided as well?
Hard-sided.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? It's so light.
Yep.
And I just like the fact when you're on the plane, you see the monsoon going outside. I know that everything is not getting soaked to the bone. Okay, so here is my big question, and Dee knows this is my question because she's been on the show before when I've struggled with this. Sunscreen. You're going to a warm destination, and I literally need, 64 ounces of sunscreen. The little tube is not going to work for me. I could purchase all the little sprays and, have 10 of those, but it's not really cost effective. So what do you guys do about those items that are over that? And I mean, Mandy, you're gone for 30 days. I mean, that's a lot of sunscreen, moisturizer, You
have to purchase it where you are. That's what I do. I always have the recommended size. I don't go over the recommended size, but you'll see if we get a chance to open this. I do have some sunscreen that's over the size. If they open this up and say you got to get rid of it, okay, I'll toss it. If they don't, I got away with it. But I typically buy everything I need, moisturizer, all that stuff, once I get to my destination.
Okay.
Before I get on the ship.
Okay.
I'm for cruising.
Yeah.
This is 7 nights for cruising. And so they have stuff on the ship, but I usually come in the day before, run to Wahlgren, to CVS, get what I need, throw it in my carry-on, and there you go, I'll have it. I would do the same with the sunscreen. How much sunscreen do you need?
I can't even tell you how much sunscreen I pack. Yeah, just for 4 days.
You
I
need a
had
suitcase
10
for
bottles
country.
for my whole family. Four people. We had 10 bottles. So now I will say this is the first trip I didn't use all 10 bottles, which is unusual, and no one got burned. Okay, so we need to open up the suitcase because we've got a couple questions saying, what's this cube thing?
Okay.
Start with suitcases.
Yeah.
Do that.
I'm gonna put my. So this is my packing list. I'll read it because you can't see it. 4 pair of pants, 3 pair of shorts, 8 tops, 5 dresses, 1 for chic, 1 nightgown, underwear. I told Carolyn something funny about that. Underwear, 2 pair of sandals, 1 bathing suit, 1 cover up, 1 wet bag, 1 pair of flip flops, 2 hats, toiletries, and jewelry, all in this bag. So. I don't know. Can you see this?
Yeah, we sure can.
Okay. Here are my hats. I'm just tossing stuff after I get it. Here's a packing cube.
And
I love it.
Yeah.
In this packing cube, and I'm not taking this stuff with me in my next trip, so it doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, 7. There's another
12.
8 shirts. I said the 8 shirts. There you go.
Wow.
Stripping down over there, girl.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I had an extra one. 6 dresses. I said 5, but it's 6. And this is my little shorty one that I'll toss these. And some of these are long. These are flowing. I can wear them around.
Yeah.
And you're on a cruise, so they expand with you, right?
They do. They do expand with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's long, nice and flowing. Your little Caribbean style ones, those. This is my little shorty one that is real cute. It's A-line, so it looks good on me. And I put my little jewelry, my chunky jewelry. So that's in that packing cube. Along the side of the packing cube, 1, 2 pair of pants. I'm going to tell you the type of pants that I'm falling in love with. I have them on now. They got the little pockets on the side. Oh my gosh, if you can find those, that's a steal. These have the little pockets on the side.
Yeah.
I have a pair of black ones, green ones, black, blue. These, you can wear them 2 or 3 different times, I have a pair of like capri jeans. I'm wearing a pair of jeans on the plane, so I have that. So that's this side. That's done. Over here, 2 more pair of shorts, my wet bag, thermal bag, some wet bag, more packing cubes. In here.
Wow.
Yes, this is all in here. I'm not quickly. I know you got to get the man. This is jewelry. These are toiletries. I told you I even put in here this. May not make it through, but
you're trying it. You're giving it your best
all
shot.
All my toiletries, my shower cap, everything. These are the sandals that are kind of cute. See, got some bling bling on it. I'll wear these with that dress.
Yeah.
Underwear, 1 nightgown. That's all in this packing cube. Even the cruise authorized.
Yep.
More jewelry. Finally, I think this is swimwear. Yeah. 2 more pair of sandals. Another pair of shorts and bathing suit. That's it.
That's crazy. That's
crazy. All in here.
Okay, Mandy, let's see it.
Okay, so when I pack my roller bag, I pack it with the intention of, if I'll never see this thing again, I'm going to just have to be okay with it. So if it's something I can deal with, that's what I do.
So while she's opening it up, can I tell you that part of my problem is that when I wear clothes on an airplane, I won't wear them again.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that is me. Yeah.
What I wear there is what I wear back on the plane.
Oh, that's a good idea because it's airline dirty already. Okay,
Exactly.
that's not a bad idea. Okay.
Okay, so I'll pull mine out, and you always have that one side of your bag that has that extra layer here. So if there's something that doesn't fit in packing cubes, more loose item stuff, that's what I throw over there. I mentioned my Pack Safe purse, so it was rolled up, and this is my Pack Safe purse that I wasn't using any longer, so it was thrown in there. Packing cubes come in different sizes, so I use what works. And honestly, a lot of this is probably dirty, and it is all my dirty stuff. But there's tons of stuff, and there are different sizes of packing cubes, so you can use what fits. And when I organize my packing cubes, sometimes if the trip is broken apart into segments, for example, I had the 4 days at Destination Success. I had 3 days pre-cruise in Belgium, Amsterdam, and then I had the 7-night cruise, Cologne 4 nights, 7-night cruise, and then I did a 3-3-1. So I'll repack sometimes based on, I just want to be able to pull out one packing cube, and that's those 3 nights, and I'm not dealing with anything else. But coming home, yes, some of this stuff could just be thrown in here, but this is mostly all dirty laundry, but I still, like Dee, roll it up. It can be something simple, or it can be something with layers that I can do. And that would not be a good way of packing, because when you're coming home from a trip, you're just trying to get the suitcase to close.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's the goal.
And notice on the packing cubes inside your luggage, sometimes there's a little crevice space around the perimeter of the luggage. So that's where I might have this pair of capris that was kind of rolled tightly and stuck into that crevice. I have my normal flip-flops that can go with anything, really. Those were Chacos on that one. I have learned, women, if we need toiletries, pack that stuff, because that's expensive on the ships. But and then same thing with sunscreen. We had 100 packed for this time, and we have melanoma in our family that we've dealt with a few times, so it is kind of important there. On the other side, I always have a pullover for layers if it's cold, because not only was it over 100 degrees some days on the Rhine River for our cruise, we also went to the top of Europe that was 35 degrees up there at the Jungfrau outside of Lausanne. But let's see. I use a long, skinny packing cube, usually for my underwear, and I can get in usually at least 14 pairs of underwear. And when you go on a trip, a lot of times you may be buying a t-shirt or souvenir. So this is an opportunity that when I'm traveling and have maybe some old undies that really need to go away, I leave them. I'll start leaving underwear, in the trash can, and that's it. So it helps make space for souvenirs. There's also different types of, you notice all my packing cubes are different. There are some that are pretty thin, and you can really roll things in that. And this was just more things that were rolled for dirty clothes, t-shirts and capris and things like that. But I can roll everything in. Boy, that one stinks.
I'm just so impressed, ladies. It's really, I don't know how you do it. Oh, the easy black shoe. Yes.
Easy black shoe goes with everything. I did pack a book. I never got to read the book, but the ship I was on was the MS George Eliot. That, Riviera River Cruises names all their ships after a British author. And then another packing cube and souvenir bag my daughter had. I forgot about that, so she bought a bag in Amsterdam. But that's the suitcase. And my strategy for packing the suitcase is always different from the strategy of packing the backpack for the plane. Yeah. And then I also use a CPAP machine that is prescription, and there's some little strategies with that I'll share too.
You get an extra bag because of that?
You get a medical bag. And the way you get around that, now let me tell you this. This is the cool thing. So when you get a CPAP machine, it comes, with a standard bag. And it's the bag that fits the one that goes on your nightstand at home, which is a little bit bigger and bulkier. But let me show you what I put in my medical bag.
16 more outfits.
Well, I always pack this as if they do go through it. And they say, that's not medical. We won't count it. So the first thing is the standard hose and the CPAP facial mask and cord goes in here. And it's, because it's a flexible cord that's 6 feet long, it does take up a little bit of space. But you have a travel CPAP machine. You see how thin that is? I mean, very, very thin. And this is my travel CPAP. I can even carry it with the battery versus a electrical cord, but it runs from this. And I just plug it in on each end. But look how little this is compared to the entire size of the bag. So this is probably half or a third of the size of a normal CPAP machine. But it is a CPAP machine and it's the standard bag. So now I got extra space.
Wow.
So my extra space this time was my adapter for Europe, because I can't use the CPAP without this.
Right.
I've got a good reason for using all this. Yes. This came in handy from Destination Success. So our events team, you guys did awesome throwing in our little first aid kit. So now it's me. That's medical if we needed it. And I did take Tylenol this trip. I do keep my medicines, prescription medicines in here as well. So all of those are in here. And I know that the CPAP machine would never be checked. They cannot take that from me at the gate. It is medical. Yeah. So things that I absolutely must have. I throw in my little toothbrush. I'll get the little Dollar Tree and I'll toss it at the end of the trip. But I did have, just in case the U.S. were to change rules again, I did carry a couple of these. They are beat to whatever now. Yep. And then I still had a couple of these as just a backup. But every bit of that came out of my CPAP machine bag. And that doesn't even count. So that's huge.
Yeah. Yep.
That is huge, because that's the stuff I have in here.
Yeah. Yeah. And ladies, I would love to go through your carry-on backpacks as well, but we're running out of time. But I can't tell you, I have learned so much. I'm really motivated now. So the first test will be, and I'll report back. I leave Sunday for Cleveland for a week at boot camp. We're going to see if I can do it.
You have packing cubes?
I have packing cubes. I'm going to roll. I'm really going to try this. And I don't need to bring sunscreen. So that's a good thing. But I do like variation, and I have lots of shoes. So I'm going to report back and let you both know how it goes. But I can't thank you enough for your time today.
Awesome.
It was fun.
All right, you guys, take care.
All right.
All right. You guys, I love the comments. It's so funny to see, because this is something that we all need to learn, because I don't think it's going to change. And boy, how nice is it to get off the plane and just go and not have to go to that baggage carousel. So you guys, as we mentioned, this is National Lazy Day, and I am so excited to celebrate this with our friends from Virgin Voyages. Please welcome Senior Manager of National Accounts, Kristy Giragosian. And of course, I said it right before, and then I probably screwed it up.
No, that was still perfectly fine. Hi, Carolyn. That was such a fun segment. Oh my gosh.
Can you believe that they can do that?
So I am also a fan of packing cubes, but for my checked bag. I will always check a bag. I need full size everything. Nope, not doing it.
I love it. So, we mentioned this, that it's National Lazy Day. Do you consider yourself to be a lazy person, or are you someone that's constantly in motion?
I wish I had more lazy days. I really do. As much as I love the idea of being lazy, I am quite the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say the same. I'm kind of that 6:30 to 10 o'clock at night person, and then I crash. But I do love my lazy days. So I'm working to try to find that balance, because I do think it's important. Now Virgin Voyages has welcomed travel advisors onto their ships for the last 8 months, I feel like it's been, and we have watched people enjoy the ship through pictures. So Kate, what can we do on a Virgin Voyage ship that just screams lazy?
And I love that we're talking about this, because I think one thing that's really unique about our ships is that two sailors can come on board and leave telling a very different story of what that voyage was, based on what they choose to do and what they interact in. So for lazy day, I'll kind of paint a picture of what I would do on my lazy day on a Virgin Voyage, but I would definitely start the day by going to our award-winning spa, Redemption Spa. We've got some of the best services. The spa is beautifully designed. You've got a ton of different thermal suites, the salt rooms. We've even got portholes looking out to the ocean that are heated. So as you're laying in them, it's just like a nice little hug of warmth, which is fantastic. But you've got, I mean, everything you can think of, from massages to facials, body treatments. I mean, heck, I might do them all depending on the day. And then a variety of different things, from mani-pedi services or even the Medi Spa. So I think relaxation is hard to come by for us. I think in this industry, we all work very hard. So it is hard to truly unplug, but the Redemption Spa will help you do that. And then from the spa, 100%, I'm going back to my cabin and swinging in my private hammock on my balcony.
I've seen that. That's a huge highlight for people.
Huge. Honestly, we've had people asking us when we're going to install a second hammock on the balcony because they're fighting with their spouses over like, hey, you've been in there 10 minutes. It's my turn. You got to go. But it's something you never knew you needed a hammock on your balcony until you have one. And there's something so serene about swaying in it when the ship is sailing, especially in the evening time where you're just rocking and listening to the ocean. It is absolutely phenomenal. And then to kind of wrap up lazy day, maybe after a shower from the spa, the dock for us on deck 7, it's outdoor. It's got these huge just lounging beds that sit at the aft of the ship, so you can watch the wake of the ship as we sail and grab a glass of bubbly, curl up. It's very Mediterranean kind of feel and style to it, but it's super relaxing. And it's honestly one of our most hidden gems on the ship. It's, a great place to kind of just relax, read a book, have some great tapas, and have a great glass of bubbly.
So if your idea of lazy is someone else's idea of active, what would I do?
So me, typically, if I'm going to have like balls to the walls kind of day on Virgin Voyages, I'm going to start off doing probably a VHS workout or the 90s boy band dance series that we have, where you just get to really have fun, dance along. It's with our Happenings cast. It's really comical, but a great way to kind of just move around and enter the day. And then, I don't know, I'd possibly go to SIP, which is our champagne lounge. SIP is a great lazy day perk as well, because throughout the day, SIP lounge is very quiet. It's one of those spaces that just has all these little intimate tables where you can kind of curl up, you can look out the porthole windows that we have, and it's not overcrowded, which is nice. But our charmer, who's our magician, does private magic shows in SIP Lounge, and he is phenomenal. So I would totally go check that out. And then in the evening time, if you're trying to be really high energy and social, go to Gun Bay, which is our Korean barbecue restaurant. You'll come in and start with a complimentary shot of soju, and you'll play Korean drinking games with your table mates. So it's a fun way to meet other sailors. Pro tip, if you're a solo traveler, do that on night 1. And then I'd head to the Grog Walk, which is like our pub crawl kind of thing that goes through with our Happenings cast to see the different venues and get a ship tour, and then dance the night away in the Manor, for sure.
So I have watched people post pictures, and there seems to be a lot of different theme nights and this and that. So to me, and I love a good costume. Anyone that watches the show regularly knows I love my costumes. I love my hats. Can I pack for a Virgin Voyage in a carry-on? Or is there just too many fun activities that there's no way I'd be bringing a costume for every day, if not more than one?
Can you? Yes. Do you need to? No. Two very different answers. So yeah, you absolutely can. If I'm packing for my Virgin Voyage, my essentials, you have to have your reusable water bottle. That is going to be big because we don't have plastic water bottles on this ship. So you can always have your favorite beverage with you. For mix and matching outfits, so I love what Dee was saying with the accessories. We've got Scarlet Night. Our sailors are encouraged to wear a splash of red. You can go all red, or just maybe a big chunky red necklace with that black dress that maybe you wore to Gun Bay a few nights before and no one knows. So your splash of red, and then you have to have a pair of stylish pajamas, because we throw an incredible pajama party on night 1 where people have a lot of fun with it, wearing matching outfits with their group. So maybe that's a way you can get your family in matching outfits. That's not necessarily the
matching
t-shirt.
pajamas. Maybe I could get them to do that. You'd be horrified by what my pajamas actually consist of.
Let's just say I'm sailing in a few weeks and I am purchasing a new pair of pajamas to bring onto the ship. So
I love it. Okay. So, is there anything else that you would recommend for those people that that's just so outside of the box for people that either want to take it easy or just take it up a notch? I feel like there's a lot of unique things that we might not see on other ships.
Absolutely. I think the biggest piece of advice I can give is just say yes to the things that are happening on board. There's such a wide variety, and there's nothing stopping you if you go to one thing that's going on. Maybe it's not your cup of tea. You simply just walk out and you go find something else. So I think it's really just you are in control of what your voyage looks like. So if you're needing that relaxation, we've got so many spaces that you can go to and not feel overwhelmed and just have a moment to yourself. Or if you're wanting to go live it up, the kiddos are at home. This is Parents' Day away. We're going to have a great spot for you to go do that as well.
Well, one of my colleagues, Matt, who we're going to bring on here, Sam, if you can plug him in, Matt goes gangbusters on vacation, and he traveled solo with you guys a little over a month ago. I lose track of where Matt is half the time. So it might have been longer than that, but I feel like it was a month, maybe 6 weeks ago, and you didn't really know what to expect. And the pictures kind of said that you were having the time of your life.
Yeah, it was about a month ago. I've traveled solo before, but never on a cruise where it's a tight environment and set of people. So I was a little bit nervous about that, but you know what? I made friends on the first night, and that pajama party was perfect for that. Everybody was friendly and getting to know each other. It was a lot of fun. They also had a meetup for solo travelers, or not just solo, but people who wanted to meet other people. And so I joined that with some of the, what do you call it, the crew?
The Happenings cast.
Yeah, the cast, yeah. So I made friends with them, and they're there to always make sure you're having fun and that you're involved and stuff. So it was perfect.
I'm so jealous of your outgoingness, Matt. There's no way in a million years I would ever do that.
No?
I'd go hang up on the deck by myself, but I would never go to a solo traveler gathering. I would feel so uncomfortable, but that's why I love you, because we're so different. I live vicariously through you.
Yeah, and I have to say too that with that you talked about the hammocks. So I've never spent so much time on a balcony, because I go out there, I look, I sit for a little bit, but those hammocks, like, you just don't want to get out. I mean, there's a couple of things, right? It's kind of a little bit hard to get out of a hammock. It's hard to be in a hammock. Once you're there, you're like, okay, I'm going to settle for a while because I don't want to deal with this. But
how much bubbly were you drinking, Matt? Let's talk about it.
Matt couldn't get out of the hammock. That's why he spends so much time in the hammock. That's great.
But also, it kind of rocks you a little bit, and it's so nice. I love the hammocks, and they do need two. They need two hammocks out there.
So, Matt, what were some of your lazy day activities on the ship that you participated in?
Oh boy, sleeping in till late. Getting room service. They actually show, I'm getting into the Love Boat now, that old TV show. I never watched it, but they have it on Virgin Voyages on the TV. And so one night I'm like, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to the club. I'm not doing anything. I'm ordering basically everything they have on the menu, and I'm going to eat it, and I'm going to watch the Love Boat. Relaxing by the pool. I did do the shake for champagne thing. I made some friends first. I said, hey, I want to do the shake for champagne, but I'm not going to drink this by myself. So you guys want champagne? And so another great way to make friends. And so we chilled by the pool, and they walked over and brought the champagne, and it was a really cool experience. And then going to Bimini too. That was a great lazy day. Went out there, relaxed on the hammocks, got food when I wanted to, wandered through the pool, and then they top it off at the end, which I love. And you have to wait to the end. Like, a lot of people left early, and I'm like, no, don't leave early. You have to wait for they do this little bonfire, and they just have these, like, this group that sings and plays little instruments. It's all a cappella, and it just really sets the vibe. Like, you feel like you're really with your friends at a beach, even though I didn't know anybody there, but I felt like I was with my friends at a beach hanging out, and some friends just decided to pick up their instruments and start playing and singing.
Kristy, is it so fun when you're in this sort of conversation to hear people talk about a product that you love and that you've worked so hard to promote? Is it really fun to hear Matt? Like, because Matt speaks with his eyes, his whole face, so you can see like he's not just saying what you want to hear. He actually feels this. And how does that make you feel? Because it makes me feel joy. So I'm guessing it makes you feel like joy times 1,000.
I live for this. Whenever someone tells me they just got back, I pick up the phone. I'm like, how was it? And I sit here and I'm like, oh, yes, you did the most. You like had the best time. But I think too, part of it is, you know, so many people don't realize that this ship is for a lot more people than you may have originally thought. So I guarantee when you get to check it out, you've got clients for this. It's just maybe not realizing that the ship appeals to so many more than, yes, it's definitely a niche market, but it's not as small as you would think. There's a lot of people looking for this kind of experience.
Very cool.
So I love hearing your stories. So thank you for sharing.
Well, I had so much fun. So I decided, last year for the first time I did a New Year's cruise and with a different line, but it was just so fun to be on a ship for New Year's. I'm like, I think I want to do this every year. Like it's the best New Year's ever. So got a few friends together and we're going to go on Scarlet Lady again. This time it's the December 27th sailing. We're going to spend New Year's. So I'm very curious to see how Virgin Voyages does New Year's. And if anybody out there wants to join us, any agents or anybody, let me know. We're getting a little group together. It'll be fun.
Like Carolyn, we love a good theme. And last New Year's Eve, we actually did a fireworks show from the ship. So
wow,
it was pretty spectacular.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, Kristy, I don't know if you can see the comments, but we've got lots of people saying they love the ship. Joe's sailing in October in the Med. So I think there is a lot of love and praise for what you guys have done. And I'm going to get there one of these days. I'm going to get there. But I thank you so much for your time and your energy today. And I'm so glad that you were able to spend a not so lazy day with us.
I am as well. Thank you for having me, everyone. And now I'm going to go figure out how to pack a carry-on. I clearly don't know how to do that.
I'm telling you, we've got a lot of talent at KHM. So
yes,
thanks so much, Kristy. Good to see you.
Am I staying on or am I going?
What?
I'm staying?
You're staying. You're staying because
awesome.
It's time for Matt's Compass, and you always share with us the best places in the world. And today it's the best places to be lazy. What do you have for us?
Yeah, my first one is Kauai. It is a very laid-back destination, probably the most laid-back of the major islands of Hawaii. There's not a ton to do there. If you love hiking and all that stuff, sure, there's all that. But besides that, it's more of just a chill place to relax and decompress. Get accommodations with great view, something along the shore. A lot of things kind of even close by 8 p.m. I hear the island kind of shuts down. So there's tons of opportunities to be lazy. Of course, like I said, you could go for that hike or you could just be lazy.
Or you could not.
Yeah. A couple of places that I like that I think are perfect if you want sort of lazy accommodations is Waimea Plantation Cottages. You can get your own little cottage near the shore, relax, look at the ocean views, go for lazy little strolls. Another one, if you want more of a resort that's got, more amenities, then there's one called One Hotel Hanalei Bay. It has beautiful mountain views and ocean views, and it's on Hanalei Bay, right? Isn't that where Puff the Magic Dragon's from? Maybe you get to surf with Puff when you're not being lazy, right? Ready for my next one, or you have questions?
Yes, I sure am.
Okay. The next one is Japan. And I thought of this one because I went to Japan several years ago, and we visited one of their sort of relaxing towns outside of Tokyo. It's about an hour outside Tokyo. You can take a train, and it's called Hakone. They have their traditional ryokens, which is a Japanese-style inn. We stayed in more of a modern inn, but they have lots of different styles, so check them out. Choose the one that's perfect for you or your client. They give you these yukata robes that you put on. It's like a cotton-based robe, and that's what you wear your entire stay there. You don't have to worry about putting on clothes or different things. You just wear this yukata. They have hot spring baths. Some places have really cool views of mountains. They include a delicious course meal in the evening with like all kinds of different stuff that's just absolutely delicious. So that's one pick in Japan, but I have another one in Japan. Hakone is the easiest one to get to if you're in Tokyo. There's one that's more for the adventurous, but once you get there, you can be absolutely lazy, and it's in Koyasan. It's a little bit to get to because there's a train and there's a bus that you have to take, but it is so serene and relaxing. I took a group of 12 people, and we all agreed it was like the best sleep we ever had in our lives. We stayed in a traditional temple. Think of that house or home that you see on TV or in the cartoons with like the traditional rice paper walls, and there's no locks on the doors. And you think when you get there, like, how are we going to sleep? There's going to be people snoring. These walls are too thin. Nope. You slept like a baby. They also have the hot springs baths. They offer evening meditation, which is great. And then they do vegan food, which even if you're not vegan, I mean, the food was delicious. Everybody loved the food, and everybody that I took were meat eaters, but we were full and satisfied by the end. That one's a very unique experience and very cool. I highly recommend it if you can get out there.
That's awesome.
And then, another thing about that one that was cool. You sleep on tatami mats. And after dinner, or no, actually before dinner, they come in your room and they set up tea service. So they set it up, fold things in a certain way, have this table there, and you have this nice tea service with little cookies and things. And then you go and have dinner. And when you come back, it's all set up like a bed. So you're sleeping on the floor, but it's on these tatami mats, but they're so comfortable.
Very cool. And then our final destination
is Lausanne, Switzerland. So you have beautiful views of the lake. There's mountains. You can go through a nice casual lazy stroll through the picturesque little town and near the lake. Maybe sit on a bench and just enjoy a small meal and just relax. I recommend, and I put clients up in this property earlier this year and they loved it. It's called the Royal Savoy. It has amazing views of the lake and the mountains. So if you don't even want to leave the hotel, you don't need to. Just step out on your balcony, or if you don't have a room with the balcony, there's a lounge and a restaurant. You can just chill there all day, read a book, enjoy the views, and just stay in the hotel and not leave.
I love it. And I can, as you're talking about these things, I can feel how peaceful and serene they would all be. And I'm, especially Japan, because I feel like outside of Tokyo, that whole country is it's mellow. And there is a sense of peace there. So very good. Thank you so much. Those are awesome. And I'm sure some agents are going to be asking for some info. So we'll try and put that in the description of the show on YouTube so that you guys have access to those hotels that Matt was just talking about. So Matt, thank you so much. I know you're off on another adventure, so have the best time. But for those of you that are watching today, thank you so much for joining us. We thank our overall show sponsor, Apple Leisure Group. And as you guys know, just as a reminder, next week we will not have a show because we're at boot camp in Cleveland. But I will see you on the 24th where we are talking golf with Azamara. So I'll look forward to seeing you then. You guys have a great day. Happy selling. And thanks for tuning in.